So today we're going to load up 2 packs of expired black and white film. One, Generation 2 from 2016, and the other one from 2021. And we're going to load these films up in an i2 camera that has a built-in battery. I'm pretty positive the battery that's contained in these 2 films is either going to be dead or not so good. So by using the internal battery in the i2, we're going to be able to see just how good this expired film is. If you remember from a couple days ago, I did a similar test of even older film that was color, and the results were shockingly good. Let's go for a walk and see how it looks. All right, first let's load up Generation 2 from 2016. Make sure the rollers are clean. And remember, the camera is going to be powering the film. So far, so good. So what I'm going to do, because I'm shooting 2 different films, is as I walk on the way out of this walk, I'm going to shoot 1 pack of film, and on the way back, I'm going to shoot the other pack. This is not the most graceful thing. Oh. This way. Hey.
No. You need a release.
Hey.
What are you doing? I'm glad we got that on film.
I should note, I'm shooting everything today in the neutral position. If you've watched previous videos, I have a lot of times suggesting underexposing by 2 stops. But because this is really old film, and I just don't know, we're gonna shoot it at neutral. This is a good one right here because there's a lot of contrast and a lot of shadow, and I'm kind of curious how the expired film will handle it. And just in case you're wondering, in my bag, I do have a hand warmer because it's quite cold. It's winter in Vermont. Sort of sitting in my pocket, helping me keep the inside of the bag warm. Once again, another shot, low contrast, but really deep tones. No idea how it's going to look. The Enchanted Forest. And one more. I like this tree right here with all the lichen on it. All right. First pack, second pack, newer, once again, 2021. And now we're going to take all the pictures in reverse, heading back to the house. And just one note, all of the pictures that I'm taking today are not only shot at neutral exposure, but I'm also shooting everything in the completely automated mode. A lot of people have said that they think that the auto mode in the camera works really well. Let's find out. One thing I've just noticed is between Generation 2, which was the previous film I was just shooting, and this generation of film, which is newer, the opacification layer over the image is completely different. The previous one has sort of a grayish, sort of washed out, that either could be what it looked like, I can't remember from back then, or it's just aged to that. But the newer one has a darker blue opacification layer, much like the current generation of the black and white film. Let's take a look at the film. It's been sitting overnight, so we should have really good processing if there was any. So this is the first Gen 2 box that we shot, and there's nothing there. Everything is completely blank, and my feeling upon reflection now is that the pods are basically just dry. Nothing's happening. So this particular batch of film was no good. And just to confirm that, this morning I grabbed another box of that film that I had laying around from the same year, Gen 2. This just had black frames. Shot a couple frames of it, and same thing. The pods are completely dry. So this particular type of film, the Gen 2 stuff that I have, is dead as a doornail. So now let's take a look at the other box of Polaroid. This is the newer material. It was from 2021. And they actually all worked out, but they were very light, as you can see. Like very, very, very light. A couple of them came up okay. This has kind of got a nice little arty feel to it. And if I wanted to work with it in Photoshop, I could actually bring something out of that. But remember, I shot these at normal. I didn't do the -2/3. So it got me thinking last night, is it possible that the problem is not just the film is old? Is it possible that one of the big problems was the fact that the camera itself, the I2, is once again, overexposing the image, and I would have had better results if I had underexposed by 2/3 of a stop. So I broke out another pack of film this morning, just quickly walked outside and took a couple of pictures. And what you can see right off the bat, by the way, I did finally get a picture of the chickens. These were all at -2/3, and they're much better. I mean, if you compare these two side by side, the -2/3 is better, and this is definitely a usable Polaroid that I could scan from. Just more sort of test pictures, a picture with a flash indoors, picture without a flash indoors. They actually don't look terrible. So my feeling at the end of doing this test is that if you have the Gen 2 Polaroid sitting around, I mean, this stuff was not stored perfectly, but it wasn't stored terribly. My feeling is that it's probably not going to work. Even with the I-type camera, this stuff is probably dead. But if you got it, hey, go ahead and try it. You never know, you might get lucky. If you have this generation of Polaroid film, this is, as I said, 2021, I would say you're probably still fine. And again, if you're working with an I2 camera, I would absolutely do the -2/3 like we do on all the modern films, and you should get something that's totally usable. Thank you very much for listening. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Now go shoot some film.